The
podcast about
podcast.
anything and everything horror. I did not mess it up this time. Let's go. Let's
But
fucking go.
it's not even your turn, bro.
It doesn't matter. I stole it. This is episode 20. I don't remember. What episode are we on?
I think we're on 22. I think if
22,
I'm not mistaken.
22.
I'll fact that.
All right.
Yo, I was unprepared for that.
Listen,
Hold up,
I was just excited that I did not butcher the intro this time. I got it. Nailed it. Wasn't my turn, but I stole it. Today we're talking about if you haven't guessed, if you haven't guessed by my wallpaper here.
And the title.
Oh yes, also the title. The Black Phone.
Yes, sir. We are talking about the Black Phone. Great introduction, by the way. Honestly.
Well, we didn't even say our names this time. You guys know us. We have a podcast
I'm so
about
thrown.
everything.
I'm off guard right now.
And I'm Tom Cruise. That's Mr. S.
Yes, sir. And we're just a bunch of friends who just have a mutual love for horror, and we decided to make this podcast, and that's what we're here to do. Yeah, thanks for that, man. Fucked up my whole flow right now. I don't even know what's going on.
It doesn't matter, man. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
We're gonna talk today about the Black Phone.
Yes,
We've
sir.
been actually talking about this movie for quite some time.
Yeah, man. It was supposed to come out in February.
I think January at this point.
Yeah. Well, the initial trailer that came out, I think I remember it said like February, and then it was delayed. I'm not sure why it was delayed. I don't know if you got a chance to look at that, but
I think they were just holding it off for like the right time. They weren't sure where they wanted to release it. I think COVID was already done, but it was just there was a lot of movies coming out. They weren't sure where it would fit in. They had a screening somewhere, one of these festivals, and everybody liked it, but for some reason it still kept on getting pushed back. But I have to say, I was not disappointed. I actually really liked this movie.
So just before we go into it, spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched it. Go watch it. Come back to this, and if you have watched it, enjoy. Or if you haven't watched it and still just want to hear it because you don't think you're gonna watch it, enjoy that too. But okay, so you say you like the movie. Go ahead, tell me why. Tell me more.
So I knew the premise of this movie as we were watching it. We knew that there was gonna be some kids that were missing. We knew that they were gonna use the phone to communicate. That's pretty much all I knew before I started watching this movie. I wasn't sure about the time frame of this movie. I mean, actually, the setting of the movie itself. Which then, what is it, the 60s, 70s?
This was 1978, and
1978.
And if you know me by default, automatically I was just in love.
Yeah,
like, I don't care what the movie was about before. After that, I was like, I'm in love.
Yeah, so first they get me with the setting. That was the first thing that hooked me in.
Yeah.
And it gives you a very creepy vibe, and then you get just all the kids. I think all the kids did a pretty good job. The little girl was my favorite character. Everybody's reaction to just everything that she said, her reaction to pretty much everything that was happening in this movie, right. Everything from her defending her brother from the bullies, her standing up to her father, everything that she did in this movie, I would say hands down, she's my favorite character in this movie. Also, we knew Ethan Hawke was in this movie. Yes, this movie does star Ethan Hawke as the grabber. That's what they call. This person who's been taking these kids.
Yeah.
And he's been on a couple stuff as of recently. And I thought he did a really... Yeah.
Ethan Hawke. Love him.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job with the time that he had. I don't feel like he had that much time. He was a pretty big character. But I don't feel like... I guess you don't really see him do or say much. But he still comes off as scary, if that makes sense.
Right. No, that makes sense. Whatever scenes he was, don't get me wrong, he's in scenes throughout the whole movie, but it's like intermittent because of how the story's kind of going.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I mean, he still plays a pretty big role.
Yeah.
My whole thing is like you mentioned, it's intermittent. Like you see him every now and again.
Yeah.
And you rarely see him without his mask on. You see him like once or twice. Everything's like a quick glimpse. I feel like you see him in like almost 2-3 minute intervals. You don't really see him for longer than like 5 minutes at a
right.
If you see him for 5 minutes consecutively, that's the longest you've ever seen him.
Right.
The masks I thought were great. I didn't know how I felt about them when I first saw them, but then as I started watching them, I just liked every mask more than the next. I mean, more as they went on, and
Right.
I was trying to find the symbolism behind the mask. I'll let you give me more insight if you have an idea there.
So, um, here's my thing. First off, I just want to say, yeah, I like the movie too. I thought the movie was very, very well thought out. I thought it was constructed beautifully too. For what the movie was going for, I think it delivered perfectly. Perfectly. From Ethan Hawke to the young, talented actors, the kids, and just the story itself. Like I told you, I think I told you this if we have a clip somewhere, but when the trailer came out, I'm like, oh my god, like I feel like the trailer just gave out everything. This movie doesn't look
Yeah,
interesting to me. I said that. I said that.
yeah,
Yeah, I was wrong. The movie was really, really great. It was creepy. It was the thing is, it is a horror movie, but it's more of a thriller. But it was still great. It was great. It was very suspenseful, and this movie had a lot of, not a lot, like oh my god, but had a bunch of jump scares that I could not predict that they got
yeah.
me, and
They
the
definitely got me too. I'll tell you right off the jump.
yeah, and the crowd that I watched it with in the theaters was so engaged, and everybody was like clapping and cheering and yelling. I'm like, what's going on here? So that was really good. It was a great experience to watch, and there's a lot here. There's a lot. You talk about the mask, so I think one thing that I liked about it is the fact that it's one mask, but every time it's like different. Like so, like this, like the bottom half is gone in one scene, the top half is gone in one scene.
He
The
changes
symbolism,
the top and bottom half.
the
Well,
symbolism for me might be the fact that I think this guy is sick in the head and think he has two personalities. I think like he actually thinks he's someone like when he does like the clown stuff, whatever. Like he thinks he's a good guy helping these kids, but at the same time he's also a naughty boy because he calls the boys or whoever he captures naughty boys.
yeah,
It's very strange. I don't know much about that, but I thought it was cool how they were able to play like that. And like you saw, like when his mask did come off, like at the end for a little bit, he was like very upset about it. Like he let go. He was like, "Oh, my face," like
yeah.
he was attached to that mask.
This is one of
Creepy.
the
That's
other
a creepy
masks
mask.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of the other masks here. You can see that the bottom half he changes. It goes from a frown to a smile. I believe even the top half had like a different version of it. Or maybe it's just the bottom half. He goes from not having a smile, not having a mouth, to having a smile, to having a frown. And then he shows up without the top half and just the
Yeah.
bottom half at one point. Um, yeah, I really, actually, really, really like this mask. I was not expecting it to be this good.
Yeah, it's
I guess
creepy. It's a little
I
eerie.
guess, yeah, I guess when I first see it, I'm thinking like, I don't know what the meaning behind it. You kind of need the context of it. But then
Yeah.
as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, wow, this is actually a really good mask. This is one of those masks that I think will live on as pretty iconic.
I like it. Picasso. Um what I do
Here's one of
think
the other
about
ones.
this movie is it was a sad movie for me. I just
It
thought
was a very sad movie.
yeah, the concept was very sad for me. Like all these kids, like,
They're going through hell
and
just in
I think
general.
the movie did a great job. Like the story, like for like the kid, like you feel for the kid. It's not just like some random, grabbing of a child. It's like they introduce you to the child. They introduce you to like a quick little relationship between him and Finney, who's the main guy. Like the first guy who hits the home run. That he's pitching. Um, and then his friend, what was his friend's name again? Robin, the fighter.
Yeah,
And then they get captured. Like it's like when they get captured, you're like, damn, no, that's really sad. And then you realize that they don't end up making it too. It's like
yeah, but not only
fucked
that,
up.
the kids have it rough the way it is. Like even outside of everything that's going on, like he's getting
Yeah,
bullied, he's getting beat up. I mean that other kid beat the hell out of the other kid, like beat him really bad to the point where he didn't even want to watch. He took his sister and was like, "No, let's get out of here." Like,
yeah.
it
Like
was pretty bad. Like it was crazy to think that they were like, this is like what it was like for them. And then on
yeah,
top of that, there's all of this, and then their toxic relationship with their father.
yeah,
He's an alcoholic.
yeah.
They
I
can't make any noise in the morning.
yeah.
He's like hungover. He gets mad at them for making any sort of. What is it? She accidentally opens like a drawer or something.
The
And
the the bread for the bread, yeah,
yeah,
and he gets
and Yeah, it was like it made too much noise for him. I was like,
Yeah.
really? I was like, imagine having to tiptoe around your house because your father just comes
That's
to
one thing I
visit.
didn't like. I didn't like the father, but I didn't like the cast for the father. I thought he was like very weird. I thought he was not for the role. That's just me. I just thought they could have picked someone else who
I
was a
think they
little
were
bit
just looking
more.
for a father who could like portray a character from that sort of time, from like the late 70s, 80s.
Yeah, but still, even that, like he starts off in the movie as like someone who's upset and angry, and then he whips his like daughter, and then at the end, like he's trying to have like an emotional connection with them and like be there as a father figure. But I did not get that at all from him, like at all.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I guess it's supposed to be like he's trying to apologize for everything that he's done. And he
let me,
didn't
let
want
me
her. He brings up this idea that their mother had this sort of same power where she had these dreams that could kind of predict the future,
yeah,
and it's pretty much implied, or he specifically says it. It's explicit in the sense that I believe his their mom,
wife killed him,
yeah, his
killed
wife,
herself. Yeah,
yeah, killed herself. So he
yeah,
basically doesn't want that for his daughter. That's why he tells her like those dreams aren't real.
yeah,
Um, and I guess that's kind of how they want us to pity him in the sense of like he lost his wife, and I mean, there's no excuse to beat your kids and be an asshole, but like that's
right.
supposed to be what's going on there.
For context, for those who haven't watched it but just want to just hear it, like, about the movie. So, Finney is the main character. He's the kid who gets grabbed by Ethan Hawke's character, the grabber, and his sister. He has a great connection with his sister, but she has like these dreams that are apparently real, like not real in a sense that they give her clues to things as to like where people are, what happened, and like whatnot. And she tries to tell her dad this, and her dad doesn't want to hear it because his wife said she had the same type of dreams, which eventually ended up in tragedy. So
Yeah.
that's that. Yo, tell me now. Let me ask you a question. When you saw Finney, did you think that this was Ethan Hawke's kid?
Is
I
it
feel
Ethan?
like
Is it? I didn't know. I
no,
didn't think
no.
so.
So as soon as I saw him, I'm like, yo, is this his kid? I had to look it up real quick, but it wasn't. He looks just like him though.
No, I did not think so. I did not think
He
so. Maybe because I don't think Ethan Hawke has a son. But
no, I don't think he does either. After I found that out, but I thought he looked exactly like him. I'm like, yo, what's crazy about that?
no, so I didn't think that, but it could be because I already knew Ethan Hawke did not have a son. I know that we always talk about his daughter being in Stranger Things and everything.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's been in a couple things as of recently. He was in the Marvel TV show. He was in Moon Knight, and I think he
right.
was something else that I've seen him recently. He's been relatively active.
Yeah, good
For
for
an actor
him.
who was an actor for a while.
Yeah,
And there's a strange parallel here between like this and like Sinister and stuff like that.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was in that. Yeah, I think Ethan Hawkins has been in a couple horror movies now, right? He was in Sinister. He was in the first Purge movie.
Yes,
Um, yeah.
yes. Yeah, good for him. Good for him. And I like Ethan Hawke a lot. I think his acting is very, very dominant in the sense that like you just really feel for him. So he's really good at it. He's good at what he does. Just and obviously Training Day. If you've seen Training Day,
No, of course,
his
of course.
his
That's like,
resume speaks for himself.
yeah,
But one thing I do like about this movie is that every scenario besides the dumbass detectives was very real. Very real. Like the boy himself, Fenu, when he's like captured, he's like, it's not like one of those like, oh my god, he's gonna act like he doesn't know what's going on. It's so stupid. Like when you're like in the
yeah.
fans' point of view, like, oh my god, what's going on as a viewer. But he like immediately he goes, are those black balloons? Like he knew it right away. Like, oh shit, I'm in danger. It's like he was smart about it, but it's just that he overpowered him. He's a bigger dude, so he like captured him. But stuff like that, I really really liked. I want to get to this point. I don't know if you caught this or if anyone caught this, but what I did like about this movie's I don't want to say ending. But it is in the end, but like just the whole scenes leading up to this final scene is the fact that he gets calls from people, right, that have been there before, and each call gives him a way out supposedly,
Yes.
whether it's with a cable, combination of the lock, the storage room and the freezer and all that
Yep.
stuff,
The
digging,
tile on the floor. Yep.
but every approach, is like a block, it's like a roadblock. He ends up giving up to the point where like he's like crying,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that at the end
He uses everything.
he uses everything. I think that's amazing. When I saw it, I'm like, that is so well. That's what I mean by very well thought out. Like I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, let's run through these. Real quick. So the
Yeah.
first one is the tile on the floor. He gets told, "Hey, there's a tile on the floor. I tried digging to the other side, but I couldn't make it. He didn't have enough time. So
Yeah.
he gets he opens the tile, starts digging, and every day he digs a little bit more. Obviously, that's a process that's going to take forever.
Yeah.
The next one, I believe, is the what did you call it? The
cable.
The cable, yes.
The cable. He said
Cable.
it was some cable or whatever it was.
Yeah. So he gets told there's a cable on between these two walls, and he grabs it between the wall and the floor in this area. He grabs it, and he's trying to pull the bars off the window, the small window. But then there's a glass on the other side. When he finally does it, he basically comes up with a cool technique to pull it off. But then there's something on the other side, so he can't get it through. Then the third one is the keys, the combination lock to the keys. And I love this moment because it brings you like a real. It's so real. It's so realistic in the sense of like, first the person on the phone doesn't remember what the key is, so he just tells them, "Oh, I wrote it down. I didn't want to forget it, so I wrote it down."
Yeah.
He etched it on the wall, so he finds it on the wall, and he sees these 6 numbers. But now he's trying to figure out it's a master lock. What is it? 7, 23? It's like it could. There's like 3 different number sets it could be.
Yeah, because he wrote down 2, 3, 3, 1, 7. He's like, is it 23? Like 3, or is it 23, 31? Like what is it?
And then I thought about that in the moment. I was like, wait, I don't know if this is enough for him to actually.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he mentions it to him on the phone. And then the last one is the freezer, right? Oh, actually, no, not the last one. The last one is the punch. But
the freezer.
The freezer. He gets told there's a freezer here. Or, break this wall. I guess the grabber had kind of like fortified it a little bit differently.
Right.
And then it's blocked on the other side, so he can't escape. But there's meat in this freezer, which does come into play. I thought that was like the cherry on top for me, actually.
Yeah.
And then the last one is his friend Robin, who tells him, you gotta fight, you gotta stand up for yourself. Like grab the phone, put some dirt on it, and he tells him to practice a couple swings. And at the end, he uses a combination of all these things and the meat to have the dog look the other way. Oh man, that was so good.
It's like when the phone calls happen too, like two of the kids. A third one was mentioned earlier because remember when like all Vance was captured. But like when they call too, like I don't know about you, but I was thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, like how sad is that? I don't know. I just felt very sad. And then I thought the movie did a great job of like showing the person dead next to him, like talking, but the audio was coming out through the phone,
Yeah.
And I'm just
they did a couple things there really well. One was they used the sister to kind of explain the backstory to these kids.
Yes,
she's having these visions. So
that's why that was there.
Yeah, that's the number one thing that they did right. Then the other thing I thought they did very well was, sorry, I'm blanking right now. I just thought about it. Was
the character himself probably.
No. I was gonna say something. Shit, who was it? So each character they call in. This small thing that they did was like it made it that much sadder. The fact that they couldn't remember who they were.
Bro, what was that? Like, that's what I was saying too. Like, why couldn't they remember? He goes, they remembered everything else about that room.
Yeah, about the room. They remembered the room, but they didn't. But like, it was just really sad to hear that they were gone and they weren't really the
chills,
kids
bro.
because they
chills.
had passed off.
Chills.
Yeah, it was chills.
They
and
remember
that small detail did so much. And even the first kid was
Bruce.
the first one that was like, that he kept on repeating the same phrase, and it's like they were stuck in limbo or something.
That got you, man. That got you. It's because like they remember the room, they remember being captured, but they don't remember their name. And he goes, "What's your name?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "You don't know your name?" He goes, "No, I don't know." He goes, and then he says the phrase. He goes, "Your arm is mint. You almost had me." He remembers the playing baseball with him, and he goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "You're Bruce. You're Mana." He goes, "You're Bruce." He He goes, I'm Bruce. He goes, yeah, I guess so. So like that's insane, bro. I also felt bad for the paper boy when he called him. He
he's
says,
like, don't call me by his name. He wanted him to call him Paperboy.
paper, but also when he goes, don't go upstairs, because like Ethan Hawke, like the grabber leaves the door open for him. So he's like, the kid's like, oh shit, he left the door open. I'm gonna make a run for it. He goes, then the phone rings and he goes, don't fall for it. He goes, he's waiting for you on a chair with the belt. And I'm just like, that's sad because he experienced it himself. Like, oh man, very great.
The warning, that was really good. That was really, really good.
Damn.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that this movie did very, very well, and that was one.
Yeah, they did it very well. There's some things that I did question.
Man.
The little girl, the little girl in the scene where
when she curses out Jesus, I was dying, bro. My theater was laughing.
Same here, man. She was Jesus. Like she woke up the morning, she goes straight to her like a little, house. She goes, Jesus, what the fuck? Yeah, but nah, it was really good. You know what I don't get? I know like cops are supposed to be, like oblivious and stupid and like whatever, like unhelpful at all. I get that because you don't want a movie to be so freaking easy to fix, right? But my thing is, when they said the black balloons, he goes, no one knows about that. Why on earth does nobody know about that? Like, why isn't that in the newspaper? Be aware of black balloons. Like, that should be a thing in the newspaper. That was bothering me so much. And also, Max, the guy Max, when the girl told him, so if you believe in this girl's dreams and you guys went to the house that she told you about, why on earth aren't you investigating the guy who's drugged out? Like, I get it, like you don't want to believe him, but like,
yeah, that's another thing. Is like the cops see the cocaine and just like, okay, nothing. And then I also love that I feel like they get away with it, and the way a lot of movies get away with it, or a lot of shows, everything. When you're very self-aware, it gives you a pass, and by that I mean it's obvious that the cops were dumb. They made fun of the cops being dumb. The little girl kept on saying like, you're a fucking dumbass to the cops. Yeah. When they go to question her, she literally curses them out. Because like, what, you think I did it? You think I kidnapped these kids? Like,
yeah, the girl, man, Madeline McGraw. I think she was phenomenal, man. She's like what she's 14 years old, man, and she knows how to.
She might have been like 12 when she did this.
Her crying, when she's getting like beat by her dad, and not even that, but like when she's like in the auditorium when they make the announcement that her brother was like taken. Her crying is unbelievably like real. Like, I don't know how to explain it. She does an amazing job, and she's so talented for such a young age. Like,
I agree.
Props to her, and just that's what this movie does a lot. Like, it's not we see a lot of cliches in movies, a lot of cliches, whether it's cops being dumb or whatever it is. But this movie didn't have a lot besides the cops. It didn't. Like the boy that got captured was smart. The girl was smart. Like the decisions they made are like probably ones that I would have made myself. And it's very great at doing that.
For an original movie, this is great. Like this is again, we haven't seen an original horror film, I guess, this good in a while. Every now and again, everything feels like it's just like a remake or like a sequel or something, reboot.
Right.
Or they take it away from everything else. But this, being a original movie and a fresh take, it did it very, very well. I'm like happy this released in theaters and it didn't just like come.
Same. I feel like if this was released in like a streaming service, it would have lost a lot of its praise. So that's great. I have a question for you.
Yep.
Did you think when the boy was coming up the stairs that he was gonna get shot?
I thought it for a second.
I thought about it. I was getting ready to be angry. I'm just like, yo, the plot twist at the end though, like, if you want to call it a plot, if you want to call it a plot twist, because I don't think it is a plot twist, but it's like
very minor. It's nothing
very minor. Like, I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I like it, but now I'm wondering why the girl saw her brother at that house. No, she saw him at a different house, but she didn't see the numbers. But then Vance wrote the number of the house, so it went to a different house. I get that, but so I'm guessing like it was leading her to the dead bodies.
That kid said, "This is it. This is where you end," or something like that.
This
And
is
I
where you
guess
get off or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, and I guess that he was trying to say, like, this is where you, like, this is where your ending is. Like, this is where you're gonna be. You're gonna be with all of us, where all the bodies are.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's why. But I
yeah.
like that, he ended up getting out by himself. I like that it wasn't the cops that saved him. I like that.
Me too.
I like
Me
that.
too.
It was different. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know. I wouldn't have liked it if he was fighting and then the cops came and saved him. I liked it better this way. It was a twist without being too much of a twist.
Right. No, it was very, very subtle, but very, very important.
Yeah.
Like impactful. I did feel bad for that kid Robin. I don't know what it was. Like at first I was like hesitant with him, like, oh, this kid is not, like, I don't know how his acting is right now. Let me see, like, let me get a feel for him. But I felt bad, man. Even then when he called him and like they're both like, he'll step back, front, back again.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like that was a great shot too.
And he's like, you got to do it for me. I couldn't do it. It's like, if he basically gives him all the courage that he can.
Yeah.
To, like,
and he was, and Finney was saying the right things. He goes, "You're stronger than me, and if you couldn't kill him, what makes you think I can?" And also the ending there as well. I thought his poetry in motion was beautiful, where he's holding him with his move, like, when because like this guy Robin in the beginning, he had moves like this, like in his fighting position where he was kind of like holding his neck.
Yeah.
And then Finney had him the same way, and then the phone rang, and then all of them were talking to him, and then it was great. It was great. Very well thought out. Very well thought out. Beautifully written. Writers Joe Hill, Scott Derrickson, and C. Robert Cargill.
Who directed this movie?
Directed is Scott Derrickson.
Great job.
Great job
to
man.
all of them. You just previously mentioned.
Yeah.
I would honestly say, if you haven't seen this movie, or if you're thinking about watching this movie, you made it this far, highly recommend.
Yeah.
I will post this online as well. I will highly recommend you watch this movie. One of the better original horror movies that we've seen in quite some time.
Yep.
And I'm happy it came to theaters. I'm really, really happy it came to theaters.
Yeah.
I hope it makes good money.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have a prequel for this movie though, because think about it. Ethan Hawke's character keeps saying that hasn't rang since I was a kid. But he left it there, and he said a lot of times there's things I have to explain, but I can't right now. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a story there with him.
Yeah, it's gonna be that sort of what was the movie that we saw with the old woman, with the creepy old ladies, the old lady and the old man, where like they have their own story. Now there's gonna be a movie with them. The X movie, X.
X. Oh yeah.
It's gonna be that sort of scenario now, where like now we're gonna.
I'd rather watch this one than X, honestly.
Yeah, we're gonna get Ethan Hawke's character, or the grabber. The grabber story behind everything. Yeah, you're definitely right. They definitely left that door open, where like there was a lot to explore there. They didn't really answer those questions, but you're right. It could be implying that maybe this movie does well. Maybe
the movie itself. So I feel like that's one of like every movie has what do you call it? Questions, flaws, plot holes, whatever you want to say. And this movie does have some, to me at least. And one of them is that I feel like there's a lot of things here that aren't explained in terms of like the whole paranormal aspect of it, Like,
but so here's the thing, right? The paranormal aspect usually excuse it based on, what's going on in the movie, or what are the elements of the movie, right? You don't necessarily have to explain that. The explanation is just the girl, right? Her mom had some sort of vision. She has some sort of vision. That's like the whatever you call it, the ex machina there. But then the what they don't explain, I wouldn't necessarily consider it a plot hole, but rather an open door that they didn't close.
Okay, so there's room for a lot of possibilities then.
Yes,
there's room for a lot of possibilities.
But again, maybe you're right. I would see it more so like a door that they left open to possibly explore than a plot hole, or something that I forgot.
No, I'm not saying this is specifically a plot hole. I'm just saying every movie has that there's like a pool of categories there that people can kind of take questions from, So yeah, I gotta see what that was about, because I feel like there was something more there. They touched on it a little bit, but they didn't play with it. They were like, you know what? Let it be. Let's see how this movie does, and maybe possibly we can go ahead with a prequel or even a sequel. Who knows? But I am down to see Ethan Hawke play villains, man.
Yep.
I'm down.
I'm totally down. What is your final rating?
My fine. Oh, before I do that too, also like the naughty boy aspect of it.
Yeah, I like that they didn't explore that.
But I know, but that's what I'm trying to say though. That's what I'm saying by they played with it. You know, whatever. My final rating for this, honestly, great story. The characters were great. The movie was great at giving you backgrounds on each character and feeling for them. The premise of the movie was great. Ethan Hawke was great. Cops were dumb as shit. Nice little plot twist at the end. Great coming together at the end. I gotta give it a 9, man.
I exactly that's the score
Yeah.
that I gave it when my girlfriend asked me. I said, she said, what's your rating out of 10? She really, really liked it. She thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I said, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I really liked it.
This movie was really, I think it was needed. It was needed for the horror, horror world right now, and I love it. And also 1978, man, you can't get better than that. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if that day has a little bit more meaning to them.
Yeah, exactly. Halloween. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, highly recommend you watch it if you haven't. I hope they actually do explore this universe and maybe give us another movie. We'll see what happens there. What do you have next? I do have a couple things I wanted to talk about.
You want to talk about some horror news?
Yes, let's do some horror news. Let's do it.
Okay, what do you want to start off with?
So, speaking of creepy masks and smiles, there's this movie.
So excited there.
Yeah, so Smile. It played before this. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, it's out. It actually, what it really reminded me of is, do you remember a movie by the name of Truth or Dare?
Of course, I saw.
Do you remember the creepy smile in that movie?
Yeah, I remember Truth or Dare, the smile in it. It is kind of the same thing, yeah, but different.
I feel like they saw what people's reaction was to that movie and that smile. Like, people thought that was creepy, and they said, let's make an entire movie
just on that.
Yeah, even though the smile there was more disfigured, it was more so like, it wasn't a real smile. Now there's this Smile movie, and it pretty much has the same premise. It's like this almost It Follows presence that's following you around and just smiling.
Right. You took the words out of my mouth, bastard. But yes, it's kind of that. Honestly, the trailer does look good though. I want to see this movie. I want to see what kind of, because they did a great job of not explaining what that is. All I know is that it's within a week after you see it, you die.
That's some The Ring stuff. I don't know if this is the movie. There was another movie that I saw that was said produced by like the same people as The Ring, but that's a very similar premise there, where like within a week. Also, I just changed. You can see here one of the creepy smiles. I believe in the trailer, this is the first girl who offs herself, right?
Yeah. So from what I got from the trailer, it's like when they're about to die, they smile. Is that what I got? I mean, is that what you got?
I thought so, but then as I was watching the movie, it seemed like she was seeing other people smile, but like she wasn't sure if they were smiling.
Yeah, like the guy, the one patient in that room.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, you're going to die. I'm like, this guy, bro.
Yeah, and I think that was more so teasing than anything else. Like, I don't think they were about to die. I think they were just teasing.
I am interested in seeing how that one guy, that guy, I forgot what his name is, that actor, but he does play in Stranger Things too right now as the current chief, replacing Hopper. But he is apparently one of the people who did survive it, because like he's the only person who did survive it. So I want to know how that is. Yeah, when he finds out that she saw, he's like, get her out of
here. He goes crazy. Yes.
So I'm interested in that for sure.
That looks very interesting. I'm always down for some creepy smiles. So yeah.
What's your creepiest smile? Give me a creepy smile right now.
Nah, I can't give you.
Come on, just do it.
I've always thought smiles were creepy. That's what I was trying to say. I don't really have a.
Really?
Yeah.
What about this? Ready?
Kind of.
Yo, I could be in the movie right now. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm really trying to think. What was the movie that said? Was it okay? Just to quickly switch off to another movie that we were talking about. The movie that has the Skarsgård brother from It. You mentioned it previously.
Barbarian.
Yes, Barbarian. Is
Barbarian.
that the movie that's produced by the same people as The Ring? There was something else that, as we were watching it,
It was a producer of It. Was it one producer of
yes,
It?
of
He
it,
said.
yes. So it is this movie. It's producer of It and The
Yeah.
Ring, both of
Yeah.
them. So there's this
Yeah.
movie. It's Barbarian. What do you think about this movie, Barbarian?
I think I just off the bat, I think the lady is absolutely fucking retarded. I mean, stupid. I'm sorry. Just I don't understand the concept of
going down, following them. Yeah,
no, not even that. I don't understand the concept of sleeping in someone's house that you just met.
So no. So let's give a little bit more backstory.
Okay,
here.
she
So
thought.
I did think it was
Okay.
interesting. I did think the way they set it up was interesting. And because they used that I gotta look up his name now. Bill Skarsgård. Pennywise.
Pennywise.
Immediately you're thinking this guy is evil. So she goes and she I guess she rented out. Let's call it an Airbnb. She rented out this place, but somebody else is already sleeping there, and there's nowhere else to stay. It's late at night. He basically says, you can sleep here.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying, like you don't really agree with, like why would you do
Not
that?
only, I just think it's so ludicrous. That's ludicrous. Like, what are you doing? Like, I would like.
Yeah, to make it worse, she does continue to go down that rabbit hole.
She continues to go down the path.
Just more
Like, get
dumb
out of the house, girl. That's
just
the movie
more
right
dumb.
there. Get out of the house.
Then some creepy noise wakes her up in the middle of the night. Again, this is all in the trailer. Some creepy noise wakes her up in the middle of the night. She follows the creepy noise to a wall or a hidden compartment. There's like a tunnel system, and she just keeps on going down it. I was like, hell no, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
There's no way, man. There's no way.
Nah. Especially in the dark. Especially in the dark in a house that you not supposed to be in.
She's using her phone as a flashlight, going down this tunnel. I don't know. It doesn't seem. I agree with you 100%. It doesn't seem very practical. I don't know what the hell she was doing.
Nah, it's not ideal at all. Not ideal at all.
I thought the first 10 seconds were intriguing to me. Like I was like, how is he gonna convince her to come inside the house? But then the more the trailer went on, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Like, I'm sure they have Ubers over there. She can just Uber in her house. I mean, from the place that she was at.
This is the 21st century. Yeah,
yeah. But see that's I feel like that's the challenge with today's film. Like it's just like if you have a phone, the technology today, endless possibilities. In terms of rectifying any type of situation. So it's like, but at the end of the day, you also gotta make your movie, make your money. But I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. I love what you call it. I love Bill. I love his acting. I love the producers. Yeah, I just
that guy has a creepy ass smile.
I just didn't love the trailer, and I wasn't a fan of it. I think this is one movie I might pass on. So, I mean, I'll watch it probably if I don't have anything to watch, but.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably still watch it, but not too excited for it. At least based on the trailer.
Did you? So what? Another one that I had was The Invitation. Did you see that trailer?
The Invitation. I did not see that trailer in my screening.
So
However,
Invitation.
Let me look it up to see if I recognize it at all.
Yeah. What's that lady's name?
The Invitation. Is that what it's called? I don't see it.
Yeah. Or Invitation?
Okay,
Is it just Invitation?
I know. I think I found something. It doesn't have a picture on IMDb. It has a chick from Game of Thrones.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So Natalie Emmanuel. So apparently so that was another funny trailer. Kind of the same premise of Barbarian in the sense that you're so open to trying things that can possibly kill you, and I just don't understand it. But so essentially, this lady, what you call it? Natalie, if that's what you call her, the lady from Game of Thrones, she has a long lost relative that she's never met before, and she meets with him in some restaurant, and he's like, "Oh my God, everyone back home loves you and wants to see you, and you're invited to this wedding, and I would really love it if you come to London." I forgot where it was, and I think London. And then she was like, "Oh my God, are you sure?" Like, "Yeah, sure." And she ends up going to a whole different country, a big ass house with people she's never met before, and it just goes crazy from there. Like, she keeps saying, where's the bride and groom? Where's the bride and groom? I'm like in my head, I'm like, it's you, obviously it's you. And sure enough, it is her. And it's just it's a little bit weird what's going on. It turns out to be vampires, all of them.
What the hell's going on now? Okay, I gotta watch this.
Yeah. So it looked good. It looked good until like they had me in the first half, but then they lost me. So that's another
Okay,
one.
I gotta check it out just to at least see it.
Yeah.
Something else that we briefly spoke about, and you described it perfectly. Bodies, bodies, bodies.
Oh my god.
Only
This one-
character you know from here is Pete Davidson. Apparently, Pete Davidson is in
Davidson.
movies now.
Shout out Staten Island.
Boo, boo, Staten Island. Okay.
I know.
So what's going on here?
All right, bodies. So
What did you describe it as?
if you've played Among Us, or even if you don't play video games, you know the game Among Us. Essentially, there is an imposter, and you got to figure out who the
killer.
Imposter/killer, and you got to figure out who the imposter killer is before he kills everyone, because he kills people one by one.
Interesting enough, I didn't immediately jump to that. So
that's the first thing that I thought of. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. So when you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because they describe it as a game. They're playing some sort of game where there's like one killer, but then it ends up being like there's an actual killer.
Yeah.
Which again, how many movies have done this? It's not an original idea by any means, but I guess.
But it's always entertaining and always intriguing, because I'm a sucker for mystery. So
yeah, exactly.
That's me.
Everybody loves mysteries, man. I feel like there is a potential there in like doing some sort of Among Us movie. I don't know.
Right.
You gotta make it interesting and have a good cast. This is a cast of people that we do not know. We don't know one person here. The only person we actually do know is Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. That's it. I don't know anyone else. Let me look up the cast right now just to see, because maybe.
Nope.
Nope.
There's no chance. You don't know anybody here.
Did you see the ending of the trailer of Pete Davidson? He goes, if you look at me, you just think, well, he can fuck. This guy, bro. No, I don't know anyone else here, man. These are a bunch of nobodies to me, and that's saying a lot. So, but yeah, so I think I'd watch it, just to see the mystery and like Pete Davidson's, and so it's a horror/comedy. I'm down for that. I'm down a little bit of a change. And it's also A24, so A24 has great movies. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention, did you see the introduction to Blumhouse? To the movie, the Black Phone. Did you see? It starts off with Michael Myers and it starts pulling back. You didn't see the Blumhouse introduction?
Mm-mm.
It's new. It's new, and it's so nice. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. I love it. They put all the Blumhouse films together. Like Marvel. Like Marvel has all the Marvel movies, and then it comes out. It's like boom, Marvel.
They did the whole Marvel thing.
They did this with Blumhouse, and it starts off with Michael Myers in the woods. It's like, dude, that's crazy. I said "dude" like 2 times. That was weird, dude.
I'm so surprised that I didn't see that, or maybe I just didn't pay attention.
Dude, it had
the Blumhouse Productions introduction has always been that little house, with like shit.
Right? No, but they changed it. Tom, they changed it. I mean, from what I saw last night, it started off with Michael Myers, and they changed it. And I went to confirm it online, and yeah, they changed their their introductions. So I thought that was a really cool touch with all the horror movies that they've done. Awesome, pretty awesome. I like it. Keep it.
Okay. I'll definitely make sure to keep an eye out for it. I did not catch that. I might have been still like focusing on my phone or something.
No problem.
I do have one last thing, but I'll let you do something next first.
What's your last thing?
We haven't spoke about this. The Joker sequel. So they're making another Joker movie. It's called Joker. It's a French term. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it folie à deux? I don't know.
Yeah.
It stands for delusion or mental illness shared by 2 people in close association. And apparently Harley Quinn is going to be in it.
Yes.
Apparently it's a musical, and apparently Lady Gaga by star. I don't know how I feel about that last part.
Well, Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, though.
Yes, I just don't know how I feel about her being in this movie.
No, Lady Gaga can act. Lady Gaga can act. I know she can act, and Lady Gaga has that image of weird. Like Lady Gaga is definitely
I know, but I would have
creative. I'll put it that way.
I know. I just would have liked an original character. I don't know. I mean, an original actress.
Of course. My thing with this is like the musical portion of this is like, nah, please don't.
I would have loved it if they didn't say anything, They just show the trailer and you go and then it's a fucking music.
No, I don't. I'm not a fan of musicals. I'm sorry.
How upset would you have been? I'm actually a big fan of musicals, so that's interesting.
No.
That's something that we do not have in common.
So the thing is, not like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I've seen,
been
like, for instance,
I've been
what's
to like
this movie
10
that
Broadway
came
shows.
out? What's this movie that came out? No, I've seen Broadway shows myself. That's different. Like I'll watch them, but I'm not like, yo, Tommy, we really gotta go watch this musical. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a little bit different. Like, what's this movie that just came out? West Side Story. That I liked. I liked it. It was long.
I briefly saw it and I did not like it because I like the original one so much better.
I mean, of course, but like it was long, but I liked it. I thought it was great. I definitely love High School Musical. So it was, you know what I'm saying? Like I have my musical, fantasies there. However, in a Joker film, are you kidding me? Hell no. I hope they don't do anything crazy like that. I feel like that would probably be its downfall. It's setting up for a self-inflicted wound right there. So
I don't know. I think it could be interesting. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be the downfall of the movie. I just hope it's not entirely that.
Then what are you telling me then with a musical? Like, not you, just like the movie itself. Like, what are you telling me about this movie?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
What movie are you going for? You have an Oscar winner from the original movie. So why on earth would you? I really don't know.
I changed my background. I don't know if you saw this one. This is announced. This is American Horror Stories.
Stories, yes.
Yeah, the
Stories.
shorter stories.
Yeah.
This is season 2, I believe. I never fully saw season 1, so I gotta actually watch these. They're interesting. I like short stories. Short stories actually do work very well, especially with horror.
They work very well. They work very well because I feel like you have it's easier comprehension. It's easier comprehension for you as well. You're not all over the place, and I feel like you're a little bit more attached to it, and that's me. So, by the way, Black Phone was from a short story. I think it was. Yeah. So
there's a lot of movies that were turned into that started as short stories, and then eventually, people like them so much. I think the famous one is Lights Out. Lights Out was a short story.
Lights Out. Yeah.
There's also that Zoom video, the Zoom movie that came out, during the pandemic. That was originally a short story or a short film turned into a long movie, a full-blown movie. Yeah.
Very nice.
I think that's all I have. There's one more topic that, if we can get to it, not today, but maybe next week or one of these weeks. I didn't speak about Jurassic World. I never got to talk about Jurassic World. I know you're not a big dinosaur fan. I do like Jurassic Park. I'm a big fan of Jurassic Park. But yeah, I didn't get to talk about that. I won't dive into it in this episode. But maybe stay tuned. I'll post something online for that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Bring so that what you just said. Post something online. I want to touch back on that in a little bit, but I do want to jump to Stranger Things real quick. I don't know if you're gonna change your background there, but whenever you get the chance.
Yep, I'll change it. But that's coming out very, very, very,
very soon. So, as you all know, Stranger Things Volume 2 trailer came out. If you haven't watched it, you can watch it. I was hesitant to watch it. I'll be honest with you, but after watching it, I realized there wasn't a lot revealed. The things that they did show were things that I was predicting or knew was going to happen, in the sense that like the characters coming together and facing the big bad guy, stuff like that. So that was interesting. And also a lot of the things that they did show were in the teaser, that 45-second teaser that they had originally put out. So I thought that was cool. Don't reveal too much. However, the finale, final 2 episodes, the finale Volume 2 is coming out on Friday, July 1st, and we have an announcement to make. And that, should I tell them or you want to tell them?
So, our finale for this particular season 2 of the Well That's Horrific podcast, will be the finale of Stranger Things. Now, we have some upcoming plans. We'll probably dive into that in a bit. I don't know if we're ready to announce that yet. We may potentially be doing a live episode. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So be there or be square.
Yes.
That's an old statement, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back. This is just going to be a break for now. I am excited to actually watch this. It's Volume 2. But remember, this is like, what is it, 3.5 hours or 4 hours worth of content?
Yep.
Yeah, it is a lot of content.
Just so you know, everyone be prepared.
Yeah.
A lot of emotional damage is coming our way. The Duffer Brothers confirmed it.
Yeah.
A lot of things are going to happen, and I believe it. I believe it. I'm predicting more than I was saying one person was gonna die. I'm predicting two, man. Like fuck it. I'm going big on this one. I think, and it pains me to say it. I don't want it to happen. I really, really don't. Will's gonna come out that he's gay. That's my prediction. Someone's going to die, and then another person's going to die. Maybe. Well, not two. Two is too much, but like it's definitely possible. Anything's gonna happen here. And you know what? I maybe even think Vecna might not even die. I think this might even carry on.
That wouldn't surprise me. That's not a big surprise to me. Vecna might survive. There's still one more season, so why not keep him around for the next season? Especially if he's going to kill some people in this one. So
right.
He's not going to kill somebody and get his die immediately. He might maybe get hurt, but he's not going to die. Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually watch the trailer. I'm not a big fan of watching trailers, especially when, there's a TV show and it's coming out not too long. I'd rather just hold off and watch it.
But one of us has to watch it and let them know. One of us has to.
But like, how many teasers and trailers can you give me, man? Like,
seriously, man, stop it! Like, I really don't know why they do that, and then they do it like.
You know what bothers me even more? Can't resist.
No, what do you mean? I told you I hate watching trailers. I feel like it gives out too much shit. But I don't know why they're doing this too. It's like you're doing it like the week before. Like, stop it. Just let me I know there's a second one. I'm already hooked. Like, there's no need for you to give me another trailer. Just let me finish it, man. Whatever. But I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. I'm sad. I'll be honest with you. I'm sad for what's going to happen. I'm sad for the fact that we're not going to have another season for like 2 more years.
That's really sad. Yeah, that's really sad, man. Yeah. Why are they not filming already?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you mean to tell me that you weren't aware that this is going to be a great season, that people weren't going to be hooked? Like, get onto it ASAP.
Is Netflix ready to spend that amount of money again?
Without question. Stranger Things is the best thing Netflix has right now. Are you kidding me? Tell me something that's better than the Stranger Things. Not even now, but every single time Stranger Things dropped, it was always number one for them. You're going to tell me that's not going to...
They don't... Well, what other shows do they have? I know the other big one that they have is... I know they have The Witcher. I don't know if they have anything else. What else do they have that's an original show? I don't know. Stranger Things is definitely their most popular property, hands down. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, would they be willing to invest? How much they spent. We know how expensive this season was, and we also know Netflix isn't doing great. So that's what I mean. But I mean, a lot of these contracts should already be in place, so it shouldn't be much of an issue.
Yeah, I mean, there already talks of a time jump, right, for next season. So there's a lot of things that they're trying. At this point. Yeah. So people are even predicting the 90s. So I mean, I don't know what's going to happen there. Whatever happens. But yeah, no, I think if you're Netflix, you understand what you have in front of you. You understand the fan base behind it.
I just hope there isn't a whole bunch of spin-offs because it's not going to work out.
Don't do that. Don't do spin. You know what? Anytime I think of spin-offs, I think of a money grab, a cash grab. That's all I think of. I don't even think. I think of no story. I don't think of the possibilities. I don't think of the breakdowns. I don't think of anything regarding that. I just think
it's usually
money. Yeah.
It's hey, how can I get more money?
Exactly. Like no. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Our season finale will be the season finale with Stranger Things. We are aiming to do it live. Fuck it.
We're doing it. We'll do it live. All right. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, IG.
Whoa there, buddy!
Sorry.
You stole my intro, and you're gonna take us out too.
I take it.
Now go ahead. You're doing so well, man. I don't want to ruin this for you.
Okay. So follow us on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok at Well That's Horrific, Twitter at That's Horrific. Because if you don't,
well, that's horrific. Peace.